Hey guys, Thomas here with Topo Toppers, and today we're going to talk about MOLLE, which stands for Modular Lightweight Load Carrying Equipment. Who knew? Um, so MOLLE is sort of, has progressed with our business. We offered it early on as a bulkhead, like cab side configuration, and I personally was never too sure how to utilize it. I kind of come from a world of backpacking, and organization is always key, especially in ultralight backpacking. And so as kind of time went on, learned about some stuff that you can pick up on Amazon, different bags, different mounting methods, and just got some really creative ideas from customers to really sort of maximize the use of MOLLE. And with that, we have, as a company, kind of expanded our offerings within that, particularly with the line, our Rincon camper line. Really, the interior storage is centered around the MOLLE. And in that period of time, from founding the company till now, I've got a kid now, and that, I'm sure for those of you that have one, know that kind of drastically changes the organization game. And there were just a lot of trips. Katie and I, we work here, work a lot, and so when we get away, it's often would be a quick like, hey, we're leaving Friday after work, and it was always really challenging to get packed. Just the little details, and some trips were false starts and never occurred, and so I kind of set out on a personal journey to organize the heck out of everything in here. So we'll get into that shortly on how I did it. I guess to start with, we offer MOLLE, again, like I said, in the bulkhead, which I don't have in here, but I'm sure we'll run some really awesome B-roll. And then we also offer it in our side access doors. And we have some in our hinge panels. That's great for storing your phone. You can have a little bag up there that you can just put your phone, whatever, your keys, your headlamp in. And then we offer it on the side panels, particularly with the Rincon, but we do offer it with the other campers. We have it in 3 different configurations, but even outside of that, there might be a few more. Basically, it's a full window cutout where the entire window is exposed. It is a half window cutout, which is what I have in here, where half the window is exposed. The other half allows for access of the sliding component, but then you get the MOLLE on that side to use. And then we have a full coverage where basically if there's a window in there, there will be a slot for being able to operate the window. If there's no window on that side of the camper, then it would just be a solid grid. Our MOLLEs on our Rincons, they attach to the camper with brackets that are attached to the exterior L-track. So in order to have interior MOLLE, you need to have the exterior L-track. The same is true if you wanted side MOLLE on Badlanders and Mesas. We would need to have the L-track on the outside. That gives us our attachment points for the interior bracket to attach the MOLLE to. And again, bulkhead MOLLEs are just any camper can get them. And side access doors, if you got a side access door, you can put it in there. But I want to kind of jump in and take a look at mine. I think we go to trade shows a lot, and people are generally really like my organization in here, and I'm really fortunate because we have a full production sheet metal shop here, and I've spent a lot of time kind of going through the details of it. But the MOLLE has been kind of a game changer and just easy access and making it easier to just get on the road. So I'm going to jump inside. So to start, again, I have the half cutout. These bags that I have on here, all purchased on Amazon. I think this was the expensive one at like 30 bucks. And these ones you might get a pack of 2 for 12. So I'm gonna kind of start from the back and move forward. So, the MOLLEs, they have these little slots here. You can put your little Velcro or snap buttons. I'll kind of take this one off. Basically the bag slides through. You just do the button or the Velcro depending on the configuration with the pouch. You just slide it through and connect it, and that's how it mounts. So that's how the bags mount. Now, you can also use it because it's offset of the camper wall. I took a Harbor Freight knockoff Pelican case here and mounted my Jetboil stove. So I've got a couple cans of fuel, the Jetboil, located right next to that, coffee maker, the AeroPress, which I've found to be pretty nice. And yeah, so I've got my morning coffee setup all sitting right here. To move to this one here, I put in, we have our spoon forks, sporks, world's greatest dad knife. And then we've got just our regular cook set stuff. So cups, bowls, and who knows what's in here. There's so many little pouches. I got like a backpacking towel, just kind of putting the stuff that I would use regularly. So the idea is that I want the things that I'm gonna be grabbing at most often just put to the walls, so that I'm not dealing with a bunch of stuff in the bottom of the camper or moving bins around, especially if you're inside in the morning, kind of putting everything to the walls. On this side, diapers, wipes, med kit, we got headlamps, tent stakes or stakes for the awning, sunscreens, and then again, kind of using the ability to mount straight to it because it's offset from the wall. I've got a CO detector for when we're running our diesel heater, one of the little cheapo fire extinguishers, and then we also mount our switching into our MOLLE as well. And so, again, the configuration's kind of endless. I've seen saws, axes, everything you can imagine mounted to the side of these. Yeah, and so now we'll take a look at some other MOLLE configurations around the shop. Hold on, let me find a piece. Yeah, so we cut all of our MOLLE here, which is why when I was saying we do have some configuration available if you have something specific in mind, although I'll often get in trouble for saying yes to that because it'll tie up some of our production stuff. But one of the advantages for us as a company is we're able to utilize a lot of our off-cut material, in some of our less efficient cutting when we're making our side panels. And again, as we stated before, we do all the cutting and bending in-house, so it's really easy for us to do it. This is a side access door MOLLE, and it has a particular configuration, driver, passenger. Everything's cut here on the laser. When we're bending this stuff, we bend it on our beautiful CNC press brake here. We also offer an exterior MOLLE. This is a prototype version on mine, but the new versions have mounting points for the roto packs on this side. You can strap your gear to it. We also sell a diesel heater tray that just slots right in like that. That then you can plumb over into our window insert for 42 by 12 windows. And yeah, kind of a neat exterior MOLLE feature. So that wraps up our MOLLE video. If you got any questions, reach out to us or drop us a comment below.